The Senate on Wednesday blocked Lauren McPheron's renomination to the National Labor Relations Board, opening the door for Republican control of the board starting next year under President-elect Trump. Senators voted 49 to 50 against a 5-year term for McPheron, the NLRB's chair, with Senators Kirsten Sinema, independent of Arizona, and Joe Manchin, independent of West Virginia, voting with almost every Senate Republican to block it. Senator Roger Marshall was the lone Republican who did not vote. Reconfirming McPheron would have locked in a Democratic advantage on the NLRB. Her term is up next week. It is deeply disappointing, a direct attack on working people, and incredibly troubling that this highly qualified nominee with a proven track record of promoting workers' rights did not have the votes, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer said. Short of multiple absences on the GOP side, Democrats need either Manchin or Sinema to vote with them, along with a tie-breaking vote by Vice President Harris to get McPheron across the finish line. Including McPheron, the board sits at 3 Democrats and 1 Republican, with 1 GOP vacancy. Trump and Republicans will now have the ability to confirm 2 nominees to the board, giving them a 1-seat advantage at the time. The news will have major repercussions for big business and labor unions, as the board has a major say in settling disputes between these 2 parties. Now, look, I'm not going to sit here and pretend the Democrats are the party of working people when, in many cases, you can't even get them to fight for a minimum wage or paid sick leave, really just any actual proposal that benefits working people. But I at the same time, also don't think the Republicans are going to suddenly now start caring about the working class. In all likelihood, Trump will probably try to pass another tax cut that mostly goes to rich people again. Here's what I can't get over. So Sinema and Manchin are done, right? We're not going to have to deal with them anymore. They're both in their final term. In Sinema's case, her last month, I believe. And what's so frustrating about this is that a lot of people throughout Biden's presidency have had a problem with them for being insufficiently on the Democratic side for often holding up Biden's things. I mean, I'd like to say that Manchin did basically kill Build Back Better, or certainly scaled it down considerably from what it was supposed to be. And it's interesting how these two just I guess you call them dinos, Democrats in name only, who are more right wing than the majority of their own right wing party, are going to close the Biden presidency. Right? 'Cause we only have 1 more month to go. They're going to close Biden's term by doing one more thing to remind us why their support within their own party eroded. Like, how difficult would it have been to just give the Democrats, who already have a pretty decent shot of confirming this lady, the votes to confirm? Like, what would that have cost them in terms of their political capital? But again, when they do things like this, they're showing you what their side is, right? They're doing their right wing pivot, so they have to be against anything that their party is for. So, like I said, the next 4 years of Trump are most likely not going to see any actual progression for working class people at all. But the one thing that they'll have to be grateful for is the lack of Manchin or Sinema in the U.S. Senate. That's always a plus.